What if I told you the future of space technology isn't about launching shiny new satellites, but about fixing the ones we've already thrown into orbit? Let's talk about DARPA's Mission Robotic Vehicle, MRV, and why this might be the most underrated revolution in space since the reusable rocket. Okay, so here's the setup. A robotic spacecraft with two 7-jointed arms just launched on a year-long journey to geostationary orbit. Sounds cool, but why should we care? Because this thing isn't just another satellite, it's a potential game-changer for how we treat space infrastructure. Right now, satellites are like disposable razors, designed to work until they die, then abandoned. MRV wants to turn them into Teslas, serviceable, upgradable, and way harder to kill. Let's unpack this. The robot's arms have 7 joints each, which DARPA says lets them manipulate tools and poke around satellites. But here's what fascinates me. This isn't just about the hardware. It's about economics. Geostationary satellites often cost hundreds of millions and occupy orbital, beachfront property, worth even more. If MRV can attach a propulsion pod to one of these dead or dying giants and give it 6 extra years of life, that's not maintenance, it's financial alchemy. But wait, didn't someone already do this? Northrop Grumman's mission extension vehicles have been docking with satellites since 2020. The twist? They are basically space tow trucks that grab satellites and keep them in orbit. Real, external engine vibes. MRV wants to go further, inspecting, upgrading, maybe even fixing components. That distinction matters. It's the difference between giving a dying patient a wheelchair and actually curing their illness. Now let's get real about the challenges. Most satellites weren't built for spacewalks. Imagine trying to fix a sealed toaster while floating in a vacuum. No standard handles, no user manuals, just a billion-dollar machine that wasn't designed to be touched. NASA learned this the hard way when they cancelled their OSAM-1 mission, originally meant to refuel Landsat 7. Technical nightmares, exploding budgets, and the harsh reality that space is unforgiving. MRV isn't the same mission, but it's facing the same brutal physics. Here's where things get philosophical. If this works, we're not just saving satellites, we're redefining what spacecraft are. Instead of sealed tombstones, future satellites could be modular Legos in the sky. Think about it, grapple points, standardized interfaces, even plug-and-play components. NASA's already brainstorming prepared satellites with docking ports and serviceable modules. That's not just smart engineering, it's a business model waiting to happen. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. MRV still needs to survive its year-long trip, safely approach a target, and not accidentally turn a functioning satellite into a space debris pinata. And even if the tech works, who pays? Satellite operators aren't charities, they need this to be cheaper than launching replacements. This isn't just a robotics test, it's an economics experiment wrapped in a space suit. So what's my take? I think we're watching the first act of a much bigger story. If MRV succeeds, it won't just rescue a few satellites, it'll kickstart a new industry. Orbital gas stations for spacecraft? Upgradable spy satellites? Maybe even in-space manufacturing? All of it starts here. But if it fails? Well, space is littered with brilliant ideas that couldn't pay their way. What do you think? Could this be the moment robotics finally make space sustainable, or are we overestimating what a couple of mechanical arms can do?